DIY. So I'm going to take apart this box. I'm going to transfer a few tools. There's nothing in it, it's just the main. So there's really nothing in this box, so I could actually take it apart. And since it fits right there, I'm going to start putting my electronic tools, which are kind of in this box right here, mainly this. And you guys could check out a few other items that I kind of keep nearby and stuff. So, and I'm gonna use this box for uh, mainly construction tools. So what I'm gonna actually do is replace a lot of these items, put it into a separate place, I would say, or near kind of the smaller items, tweezers and things like that. Metal and plastic stuff should be separated so that and I've got a few more suction cups, which comes in handy. And then this scraper is actually good to help, but I know in here is mainly metal. Might as well just kind of reorganize whatever is kind of small in here. I think I see like a lockout. No. But you know, extra tape kind of go in there. It's just so this may not fit that good, and here's some masking tape. But I'm gonna try to sort out as much as I can, even if, and you know, there's a toothbrush to help clean and things like that. Just so that you know I don't get too far away from what I'm trying to do, and getting started on this bunch of little small tweezers, different types of tweezers and stuff. Just really want to kind of just show you guys just not a decent pry tool, but sometimes so it's always good to try whatever you can and you know get things to kind of fit. I use this to help shield any overspray from alcohol or something like that. Everything else is kind of simple or can't fit into. And I also want to empty this just because it's going to help me clean up parts and also so I really need to organize a few things with you know, just filling up this box right here full of good stuff for repairs. So this kind of won't fit anywhere. I might be able to fit it right there where that flashlight is. And a few extra rolls of electrical tape won't hurt. And then it's just going to just wait around until but I've also been kind of gluing, and these are spacers for the alarm system. So I've got pretty much some of these alarms and spacers that I'm going to actually glue down to the window and things like that. And on the back side isn't glue, you know, silicone, but I silicone this side. That's, and then basically it's two pieces of cardboard thickness, which so that the sensor could basically be stuck and be leveled with the magnet. And but yeah, it's not glued on the other side, and I'm gonna I use the glue as a protective, or the silicone as, so when I you know, go ahead and finished up a few things with these sensors, I could also finish a lot of other projects. So I use silicone for that, and then I use silicone for this box, which is pretty much a small. I need to actually tape the corners, but this is I can tape the corners, but the main inside is was, you know, just needed to be coated. So it's not bad. You know, I actually use this box to repair a bicycle inner tube and stuff. But so Bull Dave's, I'm going to be doing a few things with, um, you know, with extra cardboard boxes, and then sorting out a lot of items, and you know, just even a certain situation like this could kind of guide me to, you know, just keep things simple and available, I think. But having this right here, I need to sort this out, so that I could actually clean up, maybe have rubbing alcohol and some rags, or even gloves. So to repair some electronics, I need some tools and things, and basically this blue tray has been holding most of my random take apart tools, but I want to try to do something better. But I'm gluing up one or two boxes. I also have this other kind of toolbox. There's also going to be like some soldering and stuff, and I kind of added these two small plastic boxes to kind of hold any plastic stuff, or and also so these could kind of go here, so until I sort out whatever's in the blue thing, just because the blue one is going to be like a cleaner, you know. I'm going to be, or I've got these trays right here for now, but eventually I can have rubber gloves, you know, some rubbing alcohol, and I also have like this brush right here. This is actually like a pretty you know, good brush, bristle brush, 2 inch and stuff. And this is the initial clean off. I, you know, instead of using compressed air, and I got kind of like a headlamp that I added to this kit. And then this is kind of a generic brand, but so far it's been okay, I think. I took out all the batteries. Well, yeah, so I gotta always be ready. So the wood box and stuff, um, and then I've got a couple of like metal, sometimes in a coated one. So some metal prying tools, but I've got a bonus flashlight. So I'm gonna try to test this. It works and stuff. To turn it on, I actually have to turn the lens or the front. There's no power button, but and then I can also add this inside of the electronics kit. So I'm still working on that, and I'm also working on pretty much these lenses and stuff. So this lens is a little too small. And then yeah, just have this lens, and going to turn on the camera and see if I could see anything. So this camera powers on and stuff, and so I gotta get used to the menu. I gotta tap this video player that I think it scrolls through 2K, 4K, 720, and then loading an image that I just mode, and then up here it says 2.7K. So what I'm gonna do is press, I wanna try to turn on the flash, and then just have a video on this. Alright, so I made a quick video, and it seems like it's still blurry. So I could pause the video and then play it again. So still working on that. And I'm also working on pretty much these lenses and stuff. So This lens is a little too small, so it's not going to fit, but what this lens does fit, it actually fits like a 2-liter bottle, similar to like this. Well, the clear piece, so I took out that green, and then it just, fits pretty nicely at a certain point of this, so I'm going to actually have to glue this, and also the tip of this bottle I can screw on the cap, and that's going to be the lens. I'm going to use I could use tape to kind of roll around the edges, and basically have uh, have a tube, so that when I roll the tape around the edges, it's going to have a tube that I could kind of glue in to another tubes. But what I really want is pretty much the lens to be uh you know pretty much useful, and I need to make something like that to help just experiment with some of the cameras. It's really not that important or anything, but I just want to kind of fill in anything that I kind of missed. And even with this light, now that it's just a light for now, can't really, just because the lens doesn't fit that good. I could try to apply it to something like this helmet and stuff. It's a pretty good light, but it's really bulky. It sticks out and stuff. So I guess I'm going to be work bag. Well, I need to actually get some duct tape to help tape boxes, but I put the telescope up there. It's one of the first things I'm going to use. I would actually like to have a binocular, like a recordable. Much pack this small bag, camera bag, and then have the backpack. Getting ready to do a weatherproofing pretty soon. So hopefully this telescope could kind of fit here, and then I use the box. I'm going to probably the box, but I'm going to probably have to glue the box a little bit better. But for now, I'm just going to put the black GoPro in there. And then there's also this small clip for the telescope, just in case. Could kind of go in here. Or maybe I could just keep all the whole telescope all in one in the box, and then figure out some stuff. Or I could just put all the accessories like this inside of, and there should be one more harness right here. It's a pretty good upgrade. It's kind of in the pocket of the backpack that I'm going to be weatherproofing, but just kind of putting everything useful that I could think of. And then there is another like little small memory cards that I don't really have a and then this bicycle mount. And one of the things with this bicycle mount, it's pretty good with the black GoPro, because it's going to be sitting on the bicycle, and then I could, like, if I'm going to ride the bike a lot, which I'm planning to do just because I have so many spare inner tubes and parts, I could really record a lot of stuff riding the bicycle with the black GoPro, and then testing this out on the handlebar. And but with working on this GoPro, I'm gonna have a black GoPro, but I'm gonna add the third flashlight. I'm gonna try to like tether it with like a bungee, and then on the front and the back of the flashlight, it should be able to hold it with a good bungee on my wrist or something. Until I saw a pretty good smartwatch for like $15 that has a camera built in, but I'm not really sure how that is, and I really don't want to deal with a few things, getting too many devices that I can't edit and figure out the softwares probably. So which are probably these two, and I'm gonna pretty much have one camera in this bag, one in that bag, and probably a fire tablet.